Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to France. It is November 1st and 30th on Haut-Beyleron. I've got the last of my strawberries. So what I've done is I've decided, and I think I talked about this a little bit, to only do lettuce in my greenhouses. Because to be honest with you, okay, people, here's something about the market that confuses people, okay? I'm going to try to say this without being confusing, but hopefully it makes sense, right? So I look at lettuce, and it's like $900 per liter or whatever. Tomatoes are only $600, and strawberries are only $200. So why? I'm going to grow lettuce because it's worth more. Well, no, you're making a mistake, okay? Because although lettuce is worth 4 times as much as strawberries, your greenhouse produces 4 times as many strawberries as it does lettuce, and about twice as many tomatoes as it does lettuce. So actually, you get more pallets, so you have to deal with those. But in general, you actually make about the same amount of money per hour per greenhouse for any of the crops. So no matter what I set this to, you're looking at about $4,000 or $5,000 a day. Doesn't matter which one you pick. The nice thing about lettuce, and the reason why I picked that is because with lettuce, you don't get as many pallets. So I don't have to, how that cart was like completely stacked with stuff. We're only going to have maybe like 5 or 10 pallets. We'll still get the same amount of money because all we're producing is lettuce, but we're only going to have to load a couple pallets because the pallets are worth more. But don't confuse that with a lot of people look at that and they do the same thing with the fields. They say, oh, well, the best price is on soybeans. Well, yes, but you're forgetting that one. You only get about half as many soybeans as you get like wheat or barley. So you get way more wheat. So they end up being about the same. And then with wheat, you get straw. So you can sell the straw too, so you make more money. So just keep that in mind when you look at the pricing. You have to figure in how much yield do you actually get. Yes, we might get $400 for a box of lettuce and $100 for a box of strawberries. But in the same amount of time, this greenhouse produces 1 box of lettuce and 4 boxes of strawberries. So either way, you end up with the same amount of product or money. You're dealing with more product with the strawberries, but they're worth less. And that's how this game works. It always has. So don't get confused. We're not making more because we're only doing lettuce. We're making the same amount of money, but it's just easier to deal with because we've only got a couple pallets instead of like a bunch of pallets. Moving along. Our fields are in actually fairly good condition, though we have some stuff that we have to do to them. So these rocks need to be removed, and we need to get the field to what's called seed bed. If we look on our map, we're going to take a look here and see the conditions of our fields. Here they are, 40, 41, 42. And I'm going to go to they're in a cultivated state. They need to be in a seed bed state. The other problem that we have is that they all, except for this one over here, need lime. So we need to take a lime machine, and I'm going to lime all of them, and then we need to take a roller and roll these fields so that they get to the seed bed state, so that they're ready to be planted either this year or next. I think at this point we're late enough in the year that we're probably going to have to plant in the spring, which means we won't be doing wheat. But that's okay, or sorghum, but we'll see. So I'm going to run to the shop with our tractor. I'm going to put our little forky thingies away. One thing I would like to do... I really wish I had a different tipper. I'm afraid that our product is going to go bad. And I'm finding on my other farms, since we're on such a small farm and we don't really have a silo, we kind of are stuck using the trailers as silos. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be using it again until next year. But it still would be nice to have it covered so that our product doesn't get ruined over winter. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do that. Because in order to do that, we'd have to dump it onto the ground, which I don't really want to do. So I don't know. We'll see. I might have to wait till after we sell from that one, and we'll buy a new one. I think I just went the wrong way. I did. What's going on behind us? Oh, yeah. I'm just going to cut across the neighbor's grass here. They won't mind. Sorry, neighbor. Sorry. There we go. Cut. We got these big poofy tires. I don't think we're going to do a lot of harm. All right, so did I do that? I don't recall buying a water trailer. Is that my trailer? Oh, maybe I had to reset it? Gosh, I don't remember that happening. Oh, well. Guess it did. Okay, so we need to get a spreader. Spread them. And this one will do lime. And we definitely want the extension. No, not that. I want the spreading discs. Yeah. And we're going to lease that for $2,700. Golly. And where do we get lime from? I haven't been on this map before. What's the capacity of this thing again? Doesn't say. We have to read it in the... Well, let's first of all see where the lime station is. Gas station, train station, lime station. Where are we? It's pretty close. Where are we now? Yeah, it's about close. Let's go. So it was a sad fiasco with the Zetter. I like that little tractor. I think if we were on a flatter map or just much smaller farm, you know, it would be very useful. But unfortunately, it's only really good at doing very small tasks. And we already have enough that we're into pretty fairly big tasks, which is why I bought this tractor in the first place. And it was a good deal. What a beaut. I still can't believe tractors are $100,000. They are wickedly expensive. So I guess you just kind of get used to it. But these are old and they're that much money. Jeez. All right, so I will be back. I'm going to run down and fill this up with lime. I'll pick you up when I get down to the limey station. See you in a minute. So we've arrived at the train depot / bus station / trailways station / lime station. Lime, that's all we need. And might as well just, I think we're going to need all of it. So whatever we have left over, we can store on the farm. And ta-da! Shifter up. Now, one of the things that little side note, I did try setting up my tractor with the Logitech steering wheel and clutch and gear shift and side panel. And to be honest with you, I played for about 5 minutes and turned it off. First of all, the manual transmission does not work like a real manual transmission. It's a little clunky. Secondly, it's just way easier to control everything with an Xbox joystick. Okay, back to game. Anyway, but I thought I'd share that with you because I know people have been asking, like, why haven't you hooked that up yet? I did, actually. And it's set up. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it at all. It felt funky. Like, the manual transmission is just weird. Like, one of the things I noticed, it doesn't work like a real manual transmission. When you take your foot off the clutch quickly and you're not giving the thing gas, it'll lurch and then stall. which is why they're hard to drive. Why people who don't drive stick have a hard time learning, because it's a balancing act between the gas pedal and the clutch when you first start off, and then as you're going, then it's easier. But that first couple seconds, it's a little rough. So, yeah. So. Anyway, it doesn't. Basically, what happens? It does stall eventually, but you take your foot off the clutch, and the motor goes from like a medium RPM down like stall. It's not like that in real life. It's like I'm like. The second thing is this. When you put the clutch in, it stays in gear. It's really weird. Like, it doesn't really come out. I don't know how to explain it aside from if I take my foot off the gas and put the clutch in, because that's how you do it. You swap them. When you drive a stick shift, you push the clutch in, you put the car in first gear. And you give it some gas and then slowly let off the clutch as you're pushing on the gas. And then you push in the clutch and take your foot off the gas and shift the car into second gear. And then continue the process through the gears. Well, if you take your foot off the gas in first gear, like in the pickup truck, for example, it just slows back down, like to a stop. You don't even have time to get. It happens so quickly. It's almost like you have the parking brake on, like you're driving with the parking brake halfway on. It's really weird how much friction there is in real life. When you go, you push in the clutch and the car rolls, because having the clutch on is being in neutral. So when you push the clutch down, you go into neutral and the car just rolls until you get it into the next gear. Now, if you're going up a hill, it'll slow down a little bit, but anyway, it doesn't work like that here. It's very bizarre how it works, and it almost has like an engine brake, and it makes it very difficult to shift out of first gear. So I tried it, and it wasn't that made me not like it. The graphics aren't good enough, and honestly, this type of game like this in SnowRunner, their strong points are their 3D view. So the third person view is really kind of where the game is good, and so I don't know. I tried, I didn't like it, and to be honest with you, I think for the things that we're doing, it doesn't look good. So I would much rather have more exciting camera angles and be able to see like this as a much more exciting view than what we were being presented. So we are definitely going to have to fill this up again. I don't know if I did a great job there, but we have missed some of the field. Lime goes quick. If we could change spreader width. No. I know with the sprayers you can change the width of the spray, and those weeds are going to die when we roll them with the roller. But we are going to get weeds, and unfortunately, weeds are tenacious in this game. In this region, they unless you get them when they first start growing, they keep growing and they get big and they kill your crops a lot. So kill them weeds if you can. Take them down. All right, so I'm going to look and see what crops to plant for this coming year. I still haven't decided what I want to do yet as far as crops. We have wheat, we have sorghum. If we do some wheat or barley, I believe we could feed our chickens. I gotta look though. Let me look at the calendar real quick. I think if we're gonna do wheat or barley, we have to plant today. So let's see. It is November. No, we're past planting for everything. So there's nothing that we're going to be planting today. We're just going to kind of go through winter. Bummer. That sucks. I mean, it does and it doesn't. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But I don't think – I'll have to look and see. I know sorghum we can plant next year, I think. I'll have to look again. Some of them, they have a weird schedule, but I think chickens only eat wheat or barley. So if we've missed out on chickens for the year because I'm not going to buy it in. So we'll just issue having eggs. But our greenhouses should carry us through. And if I need to pick up some contracts, I can do that also. Who knows what else we'll find? Maybe we'll get lucky and win the lottery. Find some rare antique video game hidden. By the way, I had said that we are not going to look for the hidden games on the map because I feel like – but here's the thing. I found out that I was in my garage the other day doing some work, and I found that I have an old video game console in there. So I want to find them because I want to be able to try them out. So we have I'll show you when we get done with our this, whatever this is. With field liming. So we're going to lime today, and then that'll be it for the day. And then we will go ahead and I'm doing a crappy job. Come on. I'm like turned in. It's still missing. Not that it really matters. It doesn't have to be 100%. We'll get it again. But I will roll. I'll probably wait until spring to roll the fields. Because there's no rush right now. We can do it before we plant. Jeez Louise, look at my bad driving. Oh, we ran out. Shoot. Okay, well, let's go get, let's go grab some more. All right, I'll be right back. I wonder how much, I'm going to try to fill it halfway because I think we'll get done with half. I really don't want to have leftovers because then you have to deal with that, but to store them and stuff. But I think half should be enough to get that field done. So let's go right about there. That's good. 55%. $906 of MISC. Welcome to the MISC Freelancer. How can MISC help you today? There are some of you who don't know what I'm talking about. Probably many. Those of you who have followed my channel for a while will know what I'm talking about. That is my spaceship from Star Citizen. Any of the MISC, MISC brand spaceships, the nav computer says, how can MISC help you today? All right, so we are moving over here. All right, we'll be back. Hello, la la, meow, be doo 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 doo. I've got France on my brain. It's insane. Here we are. It's so pretty. This is where people grow grapes. This really is like the grape region. I mean, it does look like grape growing country. Boop. Try to fill in the gaps that I've missed. Boop. Do French people really eat horses? That's what my wife always says they do, but she also makes crap up. I'm like, I'm never sure whether to believe her or not. I'm like, maybe they're starving, but I don't think that's like a normal like French thing to. Would you care for some horse? Blech, no. Maybe they do. I don't know. All right, so we're going to reapply the lime. If I don't get moving, I'm going to run out before I even get started. It's crazy how fast the lime goes. And this is our biggest field. So we should probably, hopefully, have enough. France. Well, I'm going to get this done. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to run out. Shoes and socks. I'm just going to leave it. You know what? I'm going to finish it, what we got, and then be done. It's okay. It's like a little portion of the field. Well, sloppy work. I hate it. But what are you going to do? It's all right. Frig. I can't do it. I'm going to have to go. I got to do it. It's only a couple $100. I got to have it right. I can't do it. I'll be back. Voila. Correctement. I can't handle not getting this put in all the way, and we'll fix the other cracks too. I just got another almost half a tipper, or whatever you call this thing. Half a breedle. I can't let that go. You know what I mean? Like it was just so bad. Like you know how I am. I'm a little bit anal about my fields being edge to edge. I know you can't always be, but we can definitely make it better than it was. I'm such a doof. Sorry, guys. It looks nice, though, doesn't it? And we'll be all ready for next year. We're going to get good yields. So I did not use a stubble remover on this field, and I found out that you can actually increase your crops by 5% by using a stubble remover. So I wish I had, but I didn't. So I'm going to pay for that next year. But it's a learning experience, is it not? All of life is a learning experience, as the French say. Throw that stuff backwards, throw it forwards, throw it all over. Any other spots that need to be loved on? This could use a little limey love. There we go. And there we go. All right. So now it's a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to clean this up. I got a little bit. I want to get under 1,000 because if I can do that, I'll just have one packet instead of two. We're at 1143, so we can just cover some of this stuff up a little bit. Get it to go under 1,000, and then we'll be able to a little teeny bit more. Am I anal retentive? No. No, 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 no. Yeah. Maybe a little. All right, we used more than. Now it's not going to be only half full. I'm going to just empty the whole thing out, right? I think in the way that the grid works, it doesn't. What we're doing doesn't really make a difference. It just looks better to my eyes. And so we've spent almost $6,000 today. That's great. One of the best days ever. And you know what? I am going to, because I'm not stupid, but only partially dumb, I'm going to actually rent the roller today, and we're going to do it today. And the reason being, and it won't take long because the rollers go fast, but the reason why I'm dump. Well, can I get my lime out? Oh, there we go. All right. The reason why I'm doing it that way is because what if I run out of money through the winter? Each day costs a couple $1,000s, it seems like. So if I get this taken care of, I don't have to worry about not, like if we go into the negatives, they'll be like, oh, I can't rent that. Well, oops. We do have to still rent a seeder, though. That could still be a problem, but at least we won't have to worry about the roller. So let's get these fields to seed bed and see how they do. We're also going to need a sprayer to spray weeds. Ugh. What are you going to do? So it was our first real field work day since the beginning of the series. So that was fun. We got to do some work, and we're going to get to do a little bit more. Let us return this. Terrible French accent. Let's see. We're going to return that A. Yep. And then we need to look at renting a roller. These are expensive. This requires 160. This requires 350. Whoa. Yeah, we'll just do that. That was a lot cheaper. And it'll match. Our tractor's got almost, well, I think 175. And this is 160 rated, so we should be able to pull that no problem. That's nice and wide. You can see there it's like 5 rollers wide. So we should be able to get done in lickety-split time. The vintage John Deere. All right, I'm running to the farm. I'll see you there. And here we arrive. And here we unfold. All right, we're going to put that roller down. And what you're going to see is we're going to turn these fields into seed bed. I hope. Doesn't look like this is doing anything. It's definitely not killing the weeds. Let's take a look on the map. This could be an issue, though. We might have to pull a cultivator over it, like a disker. Here, let's see. It is turning into seed bed, but I can't tell because of the lime and the weeds. Shiz, I thought this would turn the soil black, but you know what? It doesn't turn the soil over. What do I do? Like, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. How can we remedy this situation? Well, let's wait a day. I think I'm going to need to run a cultivator or a ripper over it, and then we'll do that. So let's see what we can get from the store. But we do need the fields to be at seed bed, so I want to get that bonus. But apparently we're going to need to recultivate. It's probably because we shouldn't have waited until, I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. That's a mystery to me. But let's see what we got going on here. I feel like these should be coming out already. No, they're storing. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. We'll have more tomorrow. Let me think about this. So, if I go into the store, if we do this, 160 horsepower, 180 horsepower, I could pull that. 225, that's way over. 140, 160. Dang it. Well, that's pretty cool. We got different types of soil. I don't know what you would get for this, but oh, different types of rollers too. Look at that. So we could lease that, or we could do a roller. A roller probably would be easier. There's a disc harrow is what I'm talking about. It's 4 meters, 5 meters. These both require 180, 6 meters. Yeah. How much is that? How much is this to lease? 2,000. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna rip the fields and then do the seed bed roller. Like I said, if I got to run a couple missions where I try to get some extra income, that's okay. So I'll be back. I'm going to go to the shop, and I shall return momentarily. So once again, it's a learning process. I'm not sure where I should have injected the lime for it to be proper, but I would imagine since I subsoiled it, that kind of screwed everything up. So we'll have to try again next year. And we didn't have to do this, like I said. We could just plant right to cultivated soil, and life would be perfect. Life would be fine. But the roller gets rid of the rocks, so I do want that. But we also want to get rid of the weeds, and this discer will get rid of them, but they'll probably pop by before we actually plant again. So whatever. We're going to have to spray for weeds no matter what we do. Now, this is about 5 horsepower over what my tractor is supposed to be doing, so we may have some issues with it. We'll see. Now, this should dig in. Yeah, see, that's good. That's what I wanted. Oh, but the bad news is this is turning it into seed bed. Okay. Do you see how nice and like soft that soil is? Look at that. That lush, beautiful soil. And if we go to the map, I think it's going to show us that it's seed bed. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, it's moving it to seed bed. Shoes and socks. That's what the roller's supposed to do, but we're going to still have to get the rocks in, so it's okay. Though surprisingly, well, maybe these rocks are coming up because we're using a cultivator. I just want to see when I'm done. I'm going to run 2 rows, and then we're going to check and see where we're at as far as the rocks go. With the roller. Tell you what, though, if we don't get some bonuses, this soil, look at that gorgeous soil. We've really put that to the test, man. Like that is some quality looking soil right there. Nice and even. So at the top of the hill here, I'm going to grab that roller and see what we got. And then I'll probably do the rest of this off camera because we're at a half an hour now. We got enough time for an episode. I know, not the most exciting episode in the world, but it is farming. That's what we're doing. So we basically are getting these fields turned. Oh, come on, baby. This tractor's really struggling getting up that hill. Okay, so let's see if I put the roller down now, if it puts the rocks back in. That's what I'm curious to find out. So I could do this too to help out a little bit. Or not. Gonna grab the weight. Now let's see how the roller does now that we've cultivated. Now, once again, somebody point out, if you're leasing equipment, you don't really have to care about getting rid of the rocks, which is horrible, but also true. Look at that gorgeous soil. Now, this ought to put the rocks down. We have the best. We're going to have the best seed bed in the country. Yeah, nope. So those are big rocks, and they're going to have to get removed with a rock remover. Dang it. That's rough. So we've had a little learning experience on our farm today. The roller ain't going to cut it for this one or this time around. It's because we had the Cultiplow. Next time this should work, but we've got a lot of big rocks. So we can skip. Unfortunately, that means we can skip both of these. I didn't need to rent either of them. Because if we go straight to rocks, we're just going to get the rock remover and use that, you know. So, wow. I thought we could maybe get around those rocks, but there's too many of them. We can't really. Ugh. All the wasted money. I'm going to talk to the shop and see if we can't get a couple $1,000s back, because that was $5,000 for 2 passes. I think they'll work with us. I'll go talk to them. I'll be back. So the shop owner was awesome, and he said yes. So we're renting the rock remover, and we're going to get – the refund will take a day to hit. He said by tomorrow we should have it, or at least by next month. We'll get – now we don't get the full amount back. He said what we'll do is they'll give us $4,500 back. He's like, we need to – the deposit's non-refundable, but that $2,200. He said, he's like, we'll give it back. You obviously only used it for a couple of minutes. So that worked out really well, actually. So we're going to get this rock remover going, and that'll bring us to a cultivated state, but we won't have seed bed anymore, I don't think. So I'm going to have to look into how to do that. We may have to still rent the rock roller or the roller after that. We'll see. Or some sort of culti plow. Power harrow, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to look into it. But since we got a weird start and all the fields were different, that kind of threw everything off. So, see, this is probably going to take it back to a cultivated state. Yeah, it's breaking up what we were doing. So let's take a look on the map real quick here. Yeah, it's going back to cultivated. Shoot, so that's going to ruin our seed bed. Oh, well. I wonder if they have seeders that will – I know some of these seeders actually have a harrow built in. So, let's see. Seeding. Seeders. There we go. This one has a harrow included with it. That's this thing. So it's kind of like a grouping. What is this? This uses way more power than I have, but that also is a power harrow. See that there in the front? So either of those, let's see, cultivator prepares. Oh, this one's got it too, 220 horsepower. That's above. So this is about what we're looking at for our tractor. It's little, geez. But that's what we're going to rent. And we should be able to get the ground to seed bed doing that. So, all right. Well, what a travesty that was. But at least we're going to get $4,500 back. So, disappointment that we can't use that beautiful soil like that. Man, does that look gorgeous. But, oh, well, it is what it is. All right, guys. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this done. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. When I'm done with the rocks, I'm just going to dump them in our yard somewhere. We'll scoop them out later and put them in a tray when the trailer's available. We'll use that to move them. But right now, I can't really do anything with them, so they're just going to go on the ground. All right, guys. See you in the next exciting episode of Haut-Beyleron. And hopefully you're enjoying this. I am definitely having fun on this farm. It is a learning experience. Like I said, some of this stuff is new. And, you know, when you come into it from other people have been running the farm and you're now having to get used to how to do it, it's a little confusing at times. And make mistakes, rent the wrong things. But now I think we're on the right track. So have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.